Hello all and welcome to the channel. Today I'm bringing you a run through of Charge Large, where we are buying big, building big and borrowing smart to win. Now this is a 2 to 4 player game. It's brought to us by these guys and there's no designers on the boxes, so I'll pop them down in the description. Now this one is a very low complexity game, folks. It is roll and move, so if that's not your thing, then this might not be for you. And it says 45 minutes, but you're looking at an hour and a half, slightly more, I would say. And it's just me as usual. If you're after an overview, check out the video I brought you guys last week. So a little bit of an older game. We like to bring a mix of type of games on this channel. So we have just myself, 3 players. So we've got yellow, blue and red. There is some money just below each player. We've got 850 million. We are in this game trying to utilize debt, and we're trying to buy things. We can buy up to a maximum of 3 of these buildings on our whole empire, that our sort of portfolio, and we can buy up to 4 of these companies as well. So we've got companies and we've got buildings. Now as we move around, we'll be taking out debt to fund these. We will be paying that debt back. We'll attain receipts for each sort of debt. Every time we take debt, we get a receipt, and you'll need receipts, and you'll need a certain number of buildings to upgrade your credit cards. You start with a gold, you're hoping to attain a platinum. You need to meet a whole load of requirements, and then you're hoping to meet your black credit card. And once you've achieved that and you've got £2.5 billion, no debt, and your black card, you win the game. Now there's a lot of typical things in this game. You've got a lottery fund, you got payday, and you got this VIP deck as well. So I am going to dive straight in then. So besides you've got these piggy bank tokens, well, let's explain in a bit. You've got 850 million, a reference card, and you are off. So first player then is going to roll, and we've got a 9. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my days, we're going to prison already. That is the joys of a roll and move game, folks. So we're off to debtor's prison. Now we can only get out of there on our next turn if we pay all our debt, or if we don't want to do that because maybe we can't afford to, we'd have to take a chance really and just roll till we get a double. Or if you've got a VIP card that can get you out there. Now this is actually probably a benefit really in the first go, because we have got no debt. So on their next turn they will be able to pay all their debt and they can go straight out, and they've actually advanced further along the board because there is payday. Okay, so we're gonna go, where are we? Yellows, red. We'll go clockwise, so reds are up next. So we've got 9 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my days, everyone's going to jail. Can you believe it? Let's roll something different for blue. We got a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've landed on a company. Now in this game, typical to a very famous game or infamous game, however you want to put it, Monopoly, if you land on one of these, now a company in this slightly altered version is you aren't going to pay that company owner anything. So only if you land on the buildings. Now you can purchase companies and buildings, so we're going to do that. Blue is going to buy, what have we got? It's called Legend Oil Co. So here we go. Now this is going to cost us 140 million, and it's the blue player. Now they could pay in cash, but they're probably going to want to have some debt because they're going to get one of those receipts. And you need a combination of 4 companies or buildings. You need 4 credit receipts, you need no debt, and you need at least 400 million cash to be able to upgrade to your platinum cards. So we're going to take out some debt here. So we're going to pay 100 million, which means we're going to take this debt token for blue and just hide that there. It's just our camera view probably. And we're going to pay 40 million of our own dollar into the bank. So we've paid a combination of 140 million. We're then going to take this property, and it's probably going to, I'll try and keep it in view for you there. It's quite a big board really. So what can we do with this then? So at the moment, this company stock certificate is going to give us a salary of 20 million every time we pass here, and you can buy additional shares at the very beginning of your turn, and you can use debt to do so as well. And each share you build, you can build as many as you want on a go, but you're probably going to want to build them progressively because you're getting more receipts. I should take a receipt actually. And these will give you, the shares will pay out dividends as such when you come to payday. So if you're a gold card member, you're going to get 5 million for each share, but it costs you 70 million for a share. But you kind of need, I think it is, where's the stipulation here? you're going to need to go from platinum to black, you need to own all shares on 2 companies. So you kind of have to commit to 2 companies and have all the shares in them when you eventually have that transaction from a platinum card here to the black card. So we've got this one, and we'll see what we're going to do with that. Okay, so over to yellow then. Where are we? 7. So they've paid off all the debt. They haven't got any debt to pay, so they can just carry on. And where are we going? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Okay, so past payday. We don't own any companies, so we're not getting any salary. But we have landed on EFMS Capital Building. So let's just locate that one, and we're going to buy our first building here. Here we go. So this one is going to cost us 300 million. Now, your gold card does have a limit of 300 million, and once you get to the platinum card, you've got 700 million of debt you can go up to, which is great. And once you get your black card, you can go up to 2 billion in debt. Okay, so we're going to use, now if we did decide to use all 300 million on this as debt, we've then got, unless we pay some off on the next turn, we're not going to have a chance of getting any further receipts because we've utilised all our debt. Now, this is probably a little bit pricey early on in the game because I need someone to land on this in order for me to get a payout. And if they do, that player will pay me 120 million. It's a bit harsh, but that's business. So I'm actually going to pass on that for well, you know what? I'm only here for a run through. I'm not actually playing the full game. So I'm going to buy this just to demonstrate a building. And so yellows have bought that. We're going to take it all out in debt. So we're going to have these 300 grand to remind us that we owe the bank 300 million. And we're going to take a receipt for that. Okay, where are we? Now, if you do roll doubles, like a typical sort of roll and move game, you're going to get an extra go. If you roll 3 doubles on the bounce, you're going to win the lottery, 200 million, and that will be topped up with another 200 million each time that is empty. Now, if you pay any taxes or any sort of charges on VIP, they all go into the pot. Over to reds, then we've got 10. We've got no debt to pay, so we're going to move straight away. Now, if you didn't, you'd have to roll and get a double, or you'd have to pay your debt off, and then you can move. So what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have red has no payday because they got no salaries, but we do have to pay our credit card here. You can see this spot. Now you have to pay a part of your balance, 20 million if you're a gold or a platinum card holder. If you're a black card holder, you need to pay the entire balance off, but I'm sure you'll have plenty of liquidity by then. So we haven't actually got any debt, so we're not having to pay that 20 million. And that's 20 million of your day. It's not like an additional surcharge or anything. So we are on Robert Morrison Manhattan Bank. So let's have a little look how good this investment is in this then. So it's going to cost us, it's going to get us a salary of 40 million every time we pass here, but shares are 130 million each, folks. I think we're going to pass on that one. There's a lot of these slightly cheaper ones here we're going to wait for. Okay, red is up. Now, in terms of other stuff you can do on your turn, so the first thing, optional, you can borrow from the bank, which is typically what you do to get shares, which I'll kind of demonstrate next with orange. You can put money in this piggy bank deposit scheme, which I'm never going to get close to. You need to be a platinum or a black card holder. And what this allows you to do is just before you go, let's just assume yellow is a platinum card holder. You can put one of these 3 tokens down here, and you can put up to 250 million if you're a platinum card holder under your unit here. So say you put 100 grand under there, and once you get full swing back around and you can pass this token, you've doubled your money. So you're going to get that 100 million turns in to 200 million. Now, if you desperately need those funds, you're going to get half your deposit earnings. So rather than earn that 100 million back, you're only going to get 50 million of it for having taken your deposit out to use it for various other things. Now, when you get to a platinum card holder, if you do still have any of this piggy bank tokens left, you can deposit up to 500 million under there, which you might decide, are you going to make that decision to keep the money and wait till your platinum shareholder to get 500 million each time when you go around, because that's how you're going to get that 2.5 billion to win the game? Or are you going to spend these tokens in the platinum stage to get the 250 millions, which kind of builds your engine to buy more things, get more shares, and get to that position better? So then we'd roll the dice like we've been doing. We follow you follow the rules, which is ever on the board. Reminds you about rolling doubles, and then you may pay some or all of your debt at the end of your turn. But you kind of want to get that debt in incremental stages so you can get these receipts, because you need those. And on the back of the reference card, it reminds you what you need. So where are we? We are, I think it's blue, isn't it? We went yellow. Yeah, that was demonstrating that one. So actually, that was a yellow for a blue. Okay. No, actually, these guys landed there. I think it's yellower. Okay. If not, let's go yellow 9 then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we passed pay credit card, and we do have debt. So we're going to have to pay 20 million of that back. So we'll just put this 100 back for an 80, and we have paid part of our debt, and we actually have to give the cash back as well, more importantly. So there we are. We've paid 20 million of our cash, and you give 20 million of your debt back. So your debt has been slowly paid off by passing in. Now we have landed on HH Airlines. Now it is a grey company, and it says on there platinum and black card members only, so we can't purchase that one. Over to red then. We've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Touring Tower, 275 million. Now, there's little stars on here which represent how good the investment could be. Now, this one's got full stars because it's 275 million, and you get 175 million back if anyone lands on it. So you know what, we're gonna. Well, no, we're not gonna buy that. We're gonna carry on. So blue's it. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are definitely gonna buy that as blue. And that is Conquer Construction. You've got to love some of the names of these companies here. So Conquer Construction is going to give us a salary of 20 million when we pass, and shares are only 50 million each. What a really cheap way to meet the requirements for when we go from platinum to gold. So we are going to buy that. That's the blue players. So they got their second company now. You can have a max of 4. And that is costing us 100 mil. Now we have got 100 million in debt. We've got quite a bit of money, so we can afford to pay off our debt at any point currently. So we're going to pay for that company using more debt. So we're going to take 100 million in debt to show that that's what we owe. And our debt limit as a gold card holder, to remind you, is 300 million. So we're fine. We've got 200 million debt. Now that's we can't pay that debt off on this particular turn. That's them done. Over to, actually, yep, that was blue, wasn't it? Over to yellow. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our coil. I think we're going to buy that. Although we have utilised, we haven't got any debt left. We've got 20 million in debt we could use. 140 million we're just going to pay outright in cash. So 140. Get 60 change. Now I should add, it's a shame to say it, but there is player elimination if you can't pay off. Well, let me get this company first. Arc Oil. If you can't pay off your debts here, let's say you've spent most of your cash, you've to the eyeballs in debt. If you can't pay your 20 million here, or if you're a black card holder, your full amount, you can get away with it, but they're going to add on 20 million to your debt. So you're going to get one of these 20 million debt tokens every time you say you carry on and you roll. And if you can't pay on your next turn, 20 million is added. If you can't pay on your next 20 million is added. Then if you completely go bankrupt and you can't afford that, you get a one-time only 1 billion payout. And what was the stipulation? I can't recall now. Let me have a look. Running out of cash. Yeah, it wants to, and then you get a 1 billion payout, and you have to pay that off under normal rules. And each time before the debt is paid off, they'll be adding 20 million to that debt. So you're going to have to pay that extra 20 million on that billion debt. So you're going to need to make money to get money to make money to pay it off quick. And if you can't pay that off and you can't make the payments on that, then you're out of the game. So it is giving you a couple of levels. So just don't spend all your cash first off is probably one of the best strategies, if you can call that a strategy. Okay, where were we? So we bought this one here. And that was yellow. We're only going to play a few more turns. I'll just give you a demo of this payday if I can. So red's at 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I completely forgot about start. So blue players look like they've already passed that one. So blues are gold card holders. They're going to get 200 million from the bank. So this is an injection of funds, very much needed. And red have just passed that as well. There we go, and red's landed on this one, 350 million for that building. You know what? We're going to go for it. So 300 million. We're going to go for 200 million for all 300 in debt. So 300 million. We're going to get a receipt for that one. And we need, how many of those? We need 4 receipts, folks, before you can even consider moving on. So we're going to have to pay the rest. 50 million. Here we go. Now they are the proud owners of Clearview Plaza. I do not want to be the unlucky soul who lands on that one. Okay. Now we like to, in our games, put these investment tokens. That's what these are. They typically go on your companies to represent how many shares, but I kind of like to put them out on the board so when someone else lands there, they either know it's owned by someone and there's no point looking through the deck to see if you want to buy it as well. But yeah, that's what I typically do. I'm not going to go hunting for them all. So that was the red player. Yellow is up. We've got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're going to get the 200 million payout. Now you can see they've landed on another player's construction company, which is Conquer Construction. They do not have to pay anything, folks. It's these guys, they're just their own company, they're just passing. It's when you land on the buildings, you have the misfortune of having to pay those rather large sums to stay in the penthouse suite. Okay, that was that blue player? Yellow next. Okay, so let's give you a demo then. Yellow up now. At the beginning, before they turn, they can borrow, and they haven't really got any capability to be borrowing more, but they're going to pay 70 million. So you could borrow as well for this. So we're going to get 30 change, and you can put a share on here. Now, you could do this multiple times, 70 million each. It's quite a lot of cash outlay for that, but they're now going to get 20 million salary when they pass payday and 5 million as a gold card holder for each share on here. So they're going to get a combination of 25 million. So, you know, depending on when you start investing on that one. Yellow is done. Red, let's try and get a large roll. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, another company. I'm probably not going to go on too much longer, folks, but just to sort of remind you, you got a VIP card here. What we got to do? We've got a host of good and bad things. Rain check, get out of making 1 credit card payment. So that's this one here. We've got identity theft, pay 50 million to the lottery space. Now remember, if you land on that, boom, you're winning big time. And if you're paying taxes and all this lot, that goes in the fund. You've just won the lottery, boom, go directly there. So some, you know, flavour there, typical type games. You've got the bank, you can just pass by. Payday, remember, you're going to get that paid out for all the companies. So if you've only got buildings and you can only have a free max in the game, then, you know, you're not going to get much payouts and you're waiting for people to land on them. So be mindful of that. And I'll during the plays I have had, you want to buy early, folks, because sometimes you're just not getting the rolls you need later on, and everyone else is earning money from those companies as they pass payday. Because at least in this game, you're not just relying on the buildings, because if you go for building strategy, yes, if someone lands in it, boom, it is payday completely. You're getting, you know, usually over 100 million, and that is fantastic. But if you get a couple of these companies, even if things aren't quite happening for you, you're passing payday, you're getting your salaries, you can get some debt, which you need to do in this game to get the receipts to fill out these shares, and you're passing start more often than not, and you're getting 200 million. And in that sort of slow, what should we say, the slow progress of where you can get up to the next level of platinum card. Whereas if you're going all out on this building strategy, your outlay is heavy, and it's, you know, it is luck as to whether someone lands on there. So once you got your platinum card, then I'll just demonstrate how that happens. You're going to need to pay in a combination. You're going to have to own a combination of 4 companies or 4 a mixture of buildings as well. So say we've got 2 buildings and 2 companies. You then need 4 of these credit receipts, and you'd hand those back in. You'd have to have 0 debts. You've had to pay off all these debt notes here, and you need 400 million in cash. You don't pay that in, it's just to show you got it. You swap out your card here for a platinum, and now, folks, you have the chance to go into debt up to 700 million, so you can have more fun there. And once you have a combination of 6 companies or buildings, you own all shares of 2 companies here, all these counters, and you have at least 6 credit receipts attained. Again, you can't use ones from the previous round. 0 debt and 600 million cash. You can progress to the black card here. Boom. And once you have got 2.5 billion, no debt, black card owner, you win the game. There we are, folks. Charge large. Enjoy.